So Savage, tell us a little bit more about Floyd and Dars here. Like, who do you see here? Who do you think has the more dominant playstyle?
Well, I would have to say, based on the record of tournaments, I would say that Floyd has been more successful. He has a really fast style, but in the end, it sort of comes down to pressure. And I think Dars has maybe a little bit of a cooler head there, but he's been kind of inconsistent in tournament play, even though we know he can put up the speed. So I don't know how to call this one.
It's definitely going to be interesting for sure here. I think we may let Dimwit, if he'd like, go get some practice, because he is up next. So we'll be calling this next one for you.
Sounds good.
And everyone, welcome Savage Octagon back into the booth. Twitch.tv/Savage_Octagon for all your Dr. Mario needs.
For all your Polygon needs, for sure.
We got 2-for-1 nonagons now. This is a strange match because Dars has he's one of the most consistent players we have, and again, seeing him as a 15 seed is just strange to me. But maybe we could see some strange things here. You never know.
Yeah, I was actually pretty surprised to see him this low in the brackets. But again, I mean, I've heard you say it. I've said it before. These seeds really mean very little, especially this month.
Yeah. But it looks like we're just waiting on readies from both players. Leviticus pointing out Floyd is missing an exercise mat. That is true.
All right, we got a ready from Floyd.
And I think we're just waiting on a ready from Dars. And Dars also a very accomplished versus player. But just to give you some perspective here as we get started. Floyd's bracket clear rate is 308. Dars's is 316. So that should give you some sort of idea of how well matched these two players are. Both incredibly efficient, almost equally efficient. As we get started here, looking at these boards, Savage, a big hole in Dars's stage, which is going to lead to, I think, a little bit more pill manipulation getting out of the bottom of the board.
Yeah, that's what I would say. It looked like there were a lot of double potentials, but a lot of them were horizontal. But he is doing a great job slicing through this right now. He looks like he's got a great setup with that blue combo. Really nice.
And Floyd busted out a really big combo as well to absolutely blow his board wide open. So he's really starting to focus the sides of his board to prevent drop time to be in play later on.
Yeah, Floyd's got more color diversity too. I mean, Dars is just down to blue and yellow, but luckily he cleared some at the top to avoid that drop time. Again, I don't know if he can go for those blues at the top horizontally, or he'll just wait for all the blue to show up.
Floyd has a lot of blue options right now, and I think taking that horizontal was the best one. It gives a little bit more flexibility to the yellows he's going to need to play. I don't know about playing that other blue vertically. I may have started building a Spire up, but what do I know? Dars just cleared it in 1:18 and is in the lead. So
there you go. So Floyd's still looking for a couple yellows, some red, but that was a good move going for the right hand yellow. He's going to have to take some drop time on the left.
And Floyd at 1:34 just needs a couple of reds and just isn't getting them. There's one, there's two. He'll be out at 1:39. So going into 7, it's a pretty big 8 virus advantage for Dars, but Dars dealing with a little bit of garbage.
Yeah, I think he had a little bit of misdrop with the blue yellow. So now he's got that red blue at the top. Not great when you need some blue to clear out the garbage. Yeah, he wants yellow, and I don't know what to do with this.
And 40% of our channel points are wagered on Dars winning this. 60% for Floyd. Main Cooncat going $3,000 on Dars, and Leviticus with a little over 4,000 on Floyd. So we'll
Where are
see
they
what
getting all
happens.
this cash to spend? I don't. Well, I blew mine all last month, so I can't really talk. So Floyd's in a bit of a pickle unless he gets the good RNG, which actually looks like he's getting a lot of blue yellow like he needs.
He is,
This
and
is really favorable.
He has taken the lead right now, as there's a bit of a blockage right in the center column of Floyd's board. It looks like he's going to elect to take that red horizontally, and great clear to get columns 2 and 3 emptied out.
And all Floyd needs is the blues, and he's out at about a 255. Yeah, and Dars has that center to contend with. Not sure whether he's going to drop the blue off the top, try to clear that, or go from underneath.
And not getting the RNG he needs, which is really, really frustrating. Looks like he's starting to get some cooperative RNG, though, as he's now down to his last 2 viruses. He should be out relatively soon. Just needs the last yellow. There it is, out at 326. So a big lead now for Floyd, a big sway, a 14 virus sway, as a matter of fact, for the 2 seed, as we are halfway through this first game.
Yeah, and so far his board has been pretty good. He's had use for pretty much every pill. Right now he's looking at a lot of blue, but previously it was quite diverse, so that's why he's able to chop a hole in that lead, get it even bigger.
And Floyd is now encountering an almost blue exclusive top line, being creative with the yellows he can't particularly use at the moment. He's down to 14. Dar's having a bit of a problem too, but he has a combo set up. He just needs some blue to cooperate.
I think I would have taken... I think I would have started working on that blue in column 4. I think he just started to do it and take some garbage to make that combo drop, which he just started doing.
But he has worked out of that garbage particularly well. He's down to 17 viruses, but Floyd already down to 4. He's going to have to do a little work to clear all of them, but nothing too major, as he's electing to do drop combos for that last red, and just hoping that the yellow RNG cooperates, and it does. So he'll be out at about 4 minutes 43 seconds. 9 viruses to go on 8 for Dars. Floyd trying to close the door on this first game early on.
Yep, and now Dars has no use for yellow, and maybe going for this red horizontally. Nope, looks like he's going vertically. Might have to... Oh, gets that double blue! I was going to say he might have to take some drop time, but now all he needs is red.
Any time we're in a situation where you're worried about drop time and you get a double color, it's a sent from heaven.
Meanwhile, Floyd's opting not to try to go horizontally with some of these options, but if you notice, there's a lot of horizontal doubles on his board.
Yeah, and Floyd down to 25, his lead's 15. He's increased it by 1, but he's really kind of split his board apart, Dar's now really starting to charge with 0 drop clears, 1 pill clears, really trying to narrow the gap here, as he knows he's got to play aggressively on 9.
Yeah, this board seems really good for that. Obviously, there's not a lot of exposed yellow, but if he can get the reds to drop, he's in a really good shape.
It's 25 to 16, so now 24 to 16 as Dar's really starting to turn on the jets here. An 8 virus gap for these players, and Dar's trying to set up for a potential quad, not going to go for it, as he's down to 18 to 12, and it's still a split board for Floyd. A double red is precisely what he needs. I would have thrown that down the middle.
Dar's right now is getting a lot of good pills that he needs. He's opening up stuff underneath. He's starting to work on a nice blue horizontal, and he gets it.
And now 6 viruses, so Dars is going to make this one a game, folks.
Woo!
2 viruses for Floyd. And now it's 4 viruses for Dars. He just needs a blue. Who is he going to get it?
And Floyd gets it.
At a 651 to a 656.
Oh, wow.
Level 9 for Dars. He almost pulled the comeback off, but Floyd escapes the first game with a win by 5 seconds. Very, very close first game. And again, it's going to come down to efficiency in both these players showing. They're very, very similarly efficient.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I don't know if that's the closest game that we've had this weekend so far, but I think definitely the fastest speed closest game.
Well, thanks to our statistician Floyd here, I can actually tell you that. So take a look here.
But yeah, I mean, that just is a testament to how great Dars is. That we thought he was struggling a little bit, and then just on that 9 really made the magic happen. So
it is tied for closest match of the tournament. Leviticus and Don Veneur, the one in the 16, ironically, also had a 5-second match. So having that double-digit seed, not as much of a death sentence as people claim it used to be.
Oh, definitely not.
Packy making the NCAA joke. Dar's trying to be the Oral Roberts of Dr. Mario this month.
Well, you heard me when Mole brought out some sports references. I'm just gonna smile and nod. We got readies. We got readies from both players.
Sports ball.
Hey, when the Olympics is on, I'll be able to bring the sports reference.
Hey, that's fair. I can't wait. I can't wait for synchronized diving. It's my favorite Olympic sport. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Sports ball.
All right, taking a look at these boards here. Really wildly yellow and red for Floyd. Everything's a bit high up and scattered for Dars. So, 2 uniquely challenging boards for both players as we get into the second game.
Yeah, definitely. Those 2 yellows up there look poised for a horizontal, but that's really not what you want to see that high up on the board.
Agreed. As Dars trying to sink things down. Dars' other problem right now is there's very little blue to play with.
Mm-hmm. Fat log. Dars gets a fat log to drop that yellow.
A very high up fat log.
Yeah, a fat log is a double horizontal. And I wonder if he sees the potential for a fat log at the bottom with the yellows as well.
It does look very much like we could be screaming timber at the bottom of the board.
Meanwhile, Floyd needs a lot of red. He's been getting a lot of blue and clearing that out. We'll see how efficiently he deals with his red situation.
Dars blazing through 6. He's already at 1:11, and the obvious play is to clear up the yellow up there at the top of column 8. Floyd just needs some cooperation with red, and he can really start tearing this board up, and he's going to do so. Dars out at about 1:24, and I think Floyd's setting up for something fancy. Or maybe not with that garbage drop. But he is going to get access to pretty much everything. He's waiting on that blue-red. He got it, so easy peasy lemon squeezy at this point.
Looks like Dars is working on 2 verticals at the beginning of his 7. Again, he's got a lot of exposed blue. That's really what he needs. Luckily, RNG's cooperating with him to clear out his garbage and that blue.
Dars with an extremely blue-heavy board. Meanwhile, Floyd has a lot of stuff close together for his mid-game, but everything's really scattered on the bottom of the board for any endgame plays. So we'll see how he decides to navigate that. Meanwhile, Dars is getting absolutely brutal RNG. Red-yellow he couldn't do anything with. Is just chilling over there on the right side of his board.
Mm-hmm. It's ready to drop at any moment. And he's starting to clean it out. So Floyd's got some stuff higher up. I think earlier in the level, he elected to sort of carve some holes in the bottom because he didn't have the pills to work from the top, but it might cause a lot of drop time. And there we see some from him in column 2.
And Dars has nothing on the row 1, so he's going to have a little bit of drop time to contend with. Both players down to their final half dozen or so viruses. Both players in really uniquely challenging situations, but that's a great drop play from Dars. It's a race to get out first, and it'll be Dars at 3:16, and it'll be Floyd at 3:18. Oh boy, here we go, folks.
Yeah, we cannot let the same thing happen to us that happened last night where somebody won and we were just like, oh, okay, that happened. All right, Dar's working with a lot of red-blue, taking some drop time to clear out that yellow garbage and get the blue there. Looks like he's going horizontally for some blue. But really nice board so far.
Nice boards from both players. Both players playing very cleanly. As we approach 4 minutes, it's still a slight lead to Dars here, but Dars running into some problems as far as RNG goes.
Didn't have place to put that yellow-red, so he dropped it, then had a horizontal, so it's a little bit iffy. I think he can clear it out, but he needs a lot of yellow to do so.
I like this tuck play by Dars, opening up columns 7 and 8 or 6 and 7 to really start gaining access to some other plays here, and really trying to make clear plays where he's able to. He knows he's got to address the garbage, but he's trying to hold it off until the last possible moment.
Yeah, Floyd just had a nice tuck in the last column, putting those blues in between. And it looks like things are pretty clear for him. You know, he's got a little of each color, horizontal possibilities. He's left himself options, which is fantastic. Now he needs red.
And Dars has an opportunity for horizontal plays. I don't think he's going to take it. He's going to try to tuck. 454 for Floyd out of 8. Dars not that far behind.
But he did it with a fat log, so can't complain. He's got a nice horizontal on the reds. Nice long horizontal from Floyd, but now he's got a lot of blue-yellow up high and a big space in the middle of his board.
Dars out of 8 at 510, and it's a 6 virus advantage for Floyd. Dars missing out on some tuck plays, though. He had an opportunity for a tuck double on those reds higher up on the top of the board. Didn't take that play, and again had an opportunity to drop a setup for yellow and didn't do it. So I think Dars' strategy here is to just keep holding down and hope something sticks.
Yeah, Floyd I think he's been taking an uncharacteristic amount of drop time in this level so far, which is a little nerve-wracking. Ooh, sweet combo with an L when you are this close.
Yeah, those conservative plays are very risky when you're at level 9. You tend to want to play a little bit more risky. Try to do a tuck you might not normally do, especially if you're behind the 8 ball like Dars is, as he's narrowed the gap to 5, and now he's narrowed it down to 3. This is going to be real close, Savage.
And Floyd's... Oh, I lost Floyd for a second. His blue is hidden, but he did sort of cover up that horizontal opportunity for the red. Yeah, he just needs red-yellow. But he's kind of locked up there.
Meanwhile, Dars has a lot of setups, but nothing to clear stuff out. And Floyd is going to win this, though, at a 651. A very close match. That's going to do it. Dars is going to be out at a 703. 704. Okay. Real close game between these two, but Floyd managed to fend off Dars in 2 very close games. Floyd will go on to take on the 10th seed Watchma a little later on today, but it looks like if you're not going to be here for that, be sure to say your goodbyes to that Mario statue, because Floyd has told us it won't be coming back where his new battle station will be. So we'll have Floyd a little bit later for you.